Good win here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, help promote and rank up my channel. So, the Resident Evil reboot is promising to stay true to the first game. I mean, and it sounds really promising. They've got all the major players, all the major characters, even some that just aren't in the first game. In fact, a lot that aren't in the first game. So Resident Evil, I'm pretty sure you all know this guy, this Donal Logue, or Logue, however the hell you pronounce his name. I could go watch a video and learn how to pronounce his name from seeing somebody else pronouncing it and pretend I know how to pronounce it, but I'm not going to, because I'll just look stupid, and I'll accept that because I'm not afraid of humiliation. But no, seriously, let's talk about this casting choice. This guy's going to be playing Chief Irons, and then they got two other mystery roles. Somebody named Chad Rook apparently played Weather Wizard on The Flash, and I don't remember what that dude looks like. Lily Gal, who played Evelyn Chu on The Handmaid's Tale. Both of those roles are undisclosed. I want to know what's going on there, and I want to know right now. But more so, this article goes on about how it's going to be so faithful to the origin story or whatever. But it's talking about having characters and stuff in the first movie that are in the second game, and it sounds like you're now. I mean, the execution could be completely different, but when you have something as interesting as the mansion, why do you need to cram all that other stuff in there? It's just, the mansion it has a strong cast of characters, interesting mystery, and all kinds of stuff. The mansion itself has all kinds of stuff to be its own movie, and then Resident Evil 2 has all kinds of stuff to be its own movie. And yet you want to just kind of smush this stuff together, and it sounds like it could get messy, could get sloppy, could really hurt the pacing and the kind of tension building and all that stuff that's done really well in the first game. So they're talking about, this is going to be we're trying to stay faithful to the origin story and everything, but you're just giving me mixed messages here, man. It's like, hey, touch my boot, don't you do that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, don't leave me on, you bitch. So, the film will take place in 1998 across a single night, detailing the zombie outbreak in Raccoon City, created by Constantine Films. The origin story will reportedly stay faithful to the first game. Yet you're casting people from the second game. Leon, Claire, Chief Irons. You've got these characters here. So what's really going on? So the origin story will reportedly stay faithful to the first game. And it's pretty interesting that Netflix is deciding to do all this Resident Evil stuff. They're doing like Resident Evil Infinite, Darkness, that story, and then they're gonna do the other thing with a live action series, the TV series, that's gonna focus on two separate timelines with characters fighting off zombies, and it just sounds a little bit weird to me. But they're going all in on this video game stuff. And speaking of video game movies and stuff, and Resident Evil, director Paul W.S. Anderson and Milla Jovovich have already gone on to kind of hijack another big budget video game adaptation, Monster Hunter I watched that trailer, and that stuff just felt very generic to me. I mean, it was cool to see, like, the Monster Hunter weapons and like the tropical island or whatever, but some of the monsters, but it feels very generic to me. Like, I don't know. But then again, Monster Hunter, I only played the more recent one, I can't even remember what the hell it's called, Monster Hunter World or whatever. And I didn't really feel like the character had an origin story. I just wasn't drawn to the characters. The world's fascinating, but the characters. So I don't know if it really matters if it has this just generic people from Earth get sucked into a portal and fight monsters or whatever. However, the trailer went again. Anyways, video games. How often does it work when video games are made in the movie? Not very often. Actually, in fact, rarely. You got other video game news going around that Tomb Raider sequel has been delayed. I didn't even see the first one. I don't know if it's good or not. It's probably bad. Most video game movies are bad. And Netflix actually did a pretty good job of Dragon's Dogma with that little anime series. That one was okay. But, and then you got that announcement from the Assassin's Creed stuff. TV series. I can't remember if it's supposed to be Netflix doing that or not. That I never saw that film either, and I never got really invested in those Assassin's Creed video games, so I wouldn't be able to tell what's an insult to the fans of the games or not, because I barely played any of it, and that's from a couple of different games. I just never had the time to really get invested in those, and I can't really afford to get invested in those now. So, anyways, let me know what you think about these mixed messages. We're going to tell you the origin story, and we're going to stay faithful to the 1998 origin story, but we're also going to have a bunch of different characters and stuff, and we're going to focus on the outbreak within Raccoon City, or the first night of the outbreak. It's going to focus on a single night. That we're staying true to the origin story. That's really some mixed messages there, man. I don't know how I feel about this movie, along with the casting choices already made for Jill and Leon. It's just, you know, it could still be good, really, all depending on the execution. Right now, I just, God, how can you screw something up that's such a movie in itself? That first game is such a movie, such an interesting cinematic piece. I mean, granted, I had terrible acting, but the first one from the PlayStation or whatever, the first one, it had really terrible acting, voice acting, but, I mean, you can improve all that stuff, obviously, and I'm pretty sure, it's just, oh, God, I still remember that, like, cinematic cutscene with the dogs outside of the mansion and stuff. And man, so I mean, the first Resident Evil, it's so simple to make a really great, awesome, compelling movie, and how they could just, I feel like they're gonna do it again, miss the mark. Like, oh, this guy didn't understand or appreciate Resident Evil. I do. But I'm gonna, you know, make some terrible casting choices that the characters don't look anything like they should. Then I'm just gonna oversaturate the first film with. I'm just gonna cram a whole lot of characters in there and make it really difficult to weave a tightly told tell, because you're just scatterbrained. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all this stuff. Do you think it's still going to be good, even though it sounds like they're not exactly staying faithful to the origin story because they're combining two of the games together? And if it's going to focus on just a single night, how much are we going to get out of the movie? What kind of stuff? It sounds interesting, but it's kind of already tainted a little bit. Could still be great, though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions.